Welcome back to the Scrum, October 7th.
Nice, dude. Remembering the dates better now that we're in person. We don't even have.
Well,
like,
rent was. I was
rent.
literally about to say rent was due a couple days ago for most people. If you haven't paid rent by now, you better get your rent checks in, people.
My rent paid. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Sometimes I need that reminder. You know what I'm saying? I don't always pay rent.
I just lied to my roommate, told him rent is twice what it is, and I let him pay his half. It's the whole thing, dude.
I hear that.
But I do it on my card because I need the control.
Yeah. I mean,
I hope you're listening, James.
I'm gonna room with James just because I know I can fleece him.
Dude, we should move in all of us together and then just tell him
fleece.
rent is triple what it is.
Yeah. Cool. Dude.
Starting off on a sad note, man. Real fucking sad note.
2020 sucks.
2020 is absolute ass. Yeah, man.
I mean, if we're not, at the top layer, the icing on that suck cake really might be fucking the passing of Eddie Van Halen.
For real, man. Absolute legend.
What was he? He was 65 years old. I think he had lung cancer is what it was.
Is that what it was?
A specific type. I do not know, but it was lung cancer of some kind, I think. And, yeah, dude. Sucks.
Yeah, it absolutely sucks, dude. Rest in peace to fucking Eddie Van Halen, dude.
Sucks, dude. He fucking, like a pioneer of performance rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Just the solos are legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary solo guy. Him and David Lee Roth being part of Van Halen. What a fucking dynamic duo they were.
Yeah, insane.
You know?
Just
it's crazy.
insane.
There's people on Twitter like arguing about like one having not, or like some shit about like fucking Roth not like being sad about it or something. Like, bro, like chill the fuck out.
That would be fucking Twitter, dude. Someone dies and they're just like,
this guy didn't have a big enough heartfelt sadness thing.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
It's like, oh, did the guy, he didn't put anything on social media enough for you, dude? Like, fuck off. What do you mean? Like,
people started debating like who made the group and shit.
Of course, you know that shit.
It's just
coming.
like South Park, and they even said it themselves. It's there's no South Park without Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You can't.
Yeah, it takes both.
You need both.
Yeah,
to be what it is, but it's wild. What a wild fucking time.
Well, that's the most Twitter shit too, where it's just like someone's like, "Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen," like like the best member, and just like one of the great, my favorite, whatever, and someone's like, well, David Lee Roth, man. It's just like, dude, what the fuck, dude? Like, just like, this is not about
crawl back into your hole.
Like, this is not. They're not arguing importance. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Just remember, dude. Just remember and shut up. Remembering doesn't require talking.
Yeah.
But
in a lot of circumstances, it requires being silent. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Everyone's like, I want to silence. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Speaking of talking and podcasts and shit like that, Rogan, Spotify, they're on strike.
They're the word on the street is there's employees behind the scenes threatening to strike or quit. I don't know, who it is, so what kind of power they hold in the company to like what they can threaten. But yeah, they're saying if we don't get creative control, be able to censor episodes.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They want to censor some of his episodes or remove some episodes or parts of some episodes or some shit like that. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. I don't even know specifically. I know that they were saying things that he was like, being transphobic or homophobic.
Yeah.
I don't think that's exactly the case. I think it's more like posing questions and debating topics.
And people are real upset about it's obviously it is because it's always centered on what Rogan says, but it's also a lot they're upset about the guests that he has on, and because his platform's so big, he in his defense, I feel like he does talk to people from all sides of everything. Like
well, dude, I don't really listen to a lot. Usually
I don't really
if there's
either,
comedians
honestly.
or something, but I know one time he had the founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. He had, I think, a guy, I don't remember his name, the guy who's like, I think he's like a right wing, just social dude.
Yeah, I think it's like Tim Pool or some shit like that.
He was on there, and then they had the fucking head of Twitter fucking content or conduct. The person in charge of people getting suspended. Probably a pretty left-leaning individual.
Definitely.
So you're literally looking at both ends of the fucking spectrum being brought to the table.
Yeah.
Bringing people to a table.
Yeah.
That's give some kudos to that. I don't really see the problem there.
Yeah.
It's just wild that like that's at a point where like people can have a say about what you say to that extent. You know, to that extent.
I agree, but I got like a conspiracy theory about it, dude. Or if, like, not really even conspiracy.
Let's go.
But I think
you're bringing this to Joe Budden. I hope
I am. This is bringing it around to Joe Budden, because I think Rogan is so big, and even before Rogan signs, he didn't allow Spotify to have his podcast on there specifically. He's like, he was not.
I didn't know that.
They contacted him and said, "Hey, put it up here," and he was just like, "Nah, like just."
I like YouTube.
Yeah, I like YouTube. I got my thing set up. Like, it's
what was
easy.
it? Oh, it was on. Was that?
Yeah, it was RSS feed. I mean, just like us, he just didn't put it on. He just did not put it onto Spotify. Gotcha. But so Spotify signs
just
him.
Like
they finally, Spotify signs him. They finally land that big fish, but they still have no control. They just have a licensing thing. I think this is a ploy with them. I don't know if you saw. They're starting next year a whole big push with podcast content, with video, all this stuff.
Shouts out us.
I think shouts out us, dude. We're a big part of that. We're a part of the movement.
Dude, we are the biggest sellouts. You can fucking censor whatever you want to. We're the biggest sellouts. Like,
you can just cut it down to us when we cough in the mic every now and again.
We'll just be like an hour of ads.
Yeah, we'll literally, just
we can be your ad podcast where we just full off ads.
Cut us up and insert us in to the other podcasts as their ads.
I'll clean bathrooms. Just like give me some.
Give me like a tenth of Rogan's deal, and like I'll be chilling. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even have to be on a mic. Just hire me.
But yeah, I think this is them. And I'm sure there's employees that are upset about it, but I think it's them seizing this opportunity to attempt to get creative control over what is arguably the largest platform.
I don't even think that's much of a controversy. That's straight up what they're doing, dude. Like,
but I'm saying, like, I don't even think this is some like grassroots, mid-level employees going like, we're not going to stand for this. I think this is executives being like, listen up here. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So
I agree 100%.
And you saw
that's just what it
going
is.
Into Joe Budden,
dude, it wouldn't get traction otherwise.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
you know
I mean, absolutely. Yeah, no, they would have squashed it.
Unless like hundreds, if not thousands of employees were striking for real, then maybe. But otherwise, no one would even give a fuck.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But it is 100%. What you saw happen with Joe Budden, where he said they tried to basically take all rights to his podcast, to their live shows, everything, in like their most recent deal.
He said, "Oh no." I've seen this one before.
You're
talking to a vet, not just with a streaming service necessarily, but a guy who's been in the entertainment business for a long time.
For a very long. He signed like the artist deals. He signed you saw with Complex with the. He had a radio show.
Part
back
of Slaughterhouse.
He's part of Slaughterhouse.
Talk about getting fucked over.
For real. For real.
Oh man. I mean, I'm white though, so it's different for me. I wouldn't know about Slaughterhouse without Eminem.
Yeah.
But I'm white, so it's like
because I guess I did find him through Royce, who I did kind of find through Eminem. So but that's growing up in suburban America, dude. That's not our fault, man. You know what I mean?
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just telling you this is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel just on topic. Like I'm not gonna say like. But Eminem's like how I got into hip hop. Like that's not what I'm saying. But like
that was Lil Wayne, obviously.
Like, I'm not gonna find crooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without maybe Royce for sure.
Yeah,
definitely stands on his own.
You're not saying in the forums, dude. Back in 2004, dude.
I think I've heard Bud's name before. I heard of Slaughterhouse though. If my memory
pump
serves.
it up, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it literally? They had the what was that rap fighting game?
He was. I probably actually remember him.
Which he says he never. A lot of those guys never saw a dime for that.
Yeah,
they just used their likenesses, their names, like.
Dude, it was Def Jam,
dude. The label was just like, God.
Dude. That's like a whole rabbit hole of discussion.
Just what?
Just the way fucking the music industry has completely fucking dicked over hip hop.
Oh yeah, I mean, and really artists in general.
But
definitely.
But that's where a lot of the really fucking hip
hop, R&B.
It's like a modern day slavery type thing to keep it.
For sure,
full stack.
And I mean, it's all just the people of color really in the music industry. I mean, taken advantage of, like
straight up, dude. What a wild.
You got the country artists down here in Nashville chilling. Fucking going to Predators games, dude, having a grand old time. Dating hockey players.
Not having to put out nothing.
Nothing, dude.
Not having to be in the studio for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? Because you would hear him complain about it. you would definitely hear him complain about it.
Oh, for sure.
And you don't hear him complain about it.
It is kind of funny, though, because, Joe Budden, they've been taking a break from their podcast, I think just because they're
not getting the right bread.
Well, they're not, and probably part of it's not getting the right bread. I think part of it's also he's starting this new podcast network, but also it's like, they've been working
their asses
off for nonstop, and so do we, I guess. But they're taking a break, and you're seeing people
just like us.
You're seeing people fucking come, like fans of Joe Budden, be like, "Look, y'all new fans waiting a month for a podcast. Try waiting like 3 years for the album, and let's talk." And it's like, yeah, I guess we can put it in that perspective. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And a podcast is way more minutes of content than an album, too. You know what I mean?
I mean, like
literally,
numerically.
Yeah.
It's true. Like an album might only be like an hour. Like
podcast. That's a long album too.
A podcast easily be an hour. This Scrum's going to be an hour.
Damn right it is.
We're on our second topic
because we're the best. We're the best hockey podcast on Spotify. You heard it here.
You said the magic word, hockey. Let's get into it. So the draft. The draft was today.
Yeah.
It's over now, right?
Who knows, dude?
Might still be going on.
Didn't it start like 9 a.m.?
Fucking cares.
Dude, like I didn't plan on watching it.
The media guys didn't even know who the 21st guy was. Like, who the fuck cares who these kids are?
Dude, can I say before we get totally into the, the talking about hockey thing, just around this is one of my least favorite times of the year to be on Twitter being a sports fan. Any kind of draft.
Okay, I thought it was just me, man.
Hating this time of year.
I almost tweeted like I'm done with Twitter. Bye and deactivate.
Dude, people trying to like really like flex all their knowledge and stuff. Like, bruh, like have you really been putting in months and months and months of like draft research for these 7th round picks? Like, let's reprioritize if you're not getting paid for that. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, that is a lot of like find something else.
Like, here's like, okay, look at it like this. To your point, we put a lot of time into this podcast.
Yeah.
Like in terms of just minutes and hours.
Yeah.
We don't research anything.
Almost nothing. Yeah.
Almost nothing. And that's not to say that we do anything well without research, right? If anything, it probably hurts us. Don't give a fuck. That's just not what. My point is, we're being ourselves.
We're the experts.
We're not. I guess, but if that's you, do you?
Yeah, but
you're not. But what you're saying is that that's super fucking lame.
I think I do think it's pretty fucking lame. Dude, I got to be honest. I think if you're not
trying to work towards like a career in that. If you're not trying to make something that people can really actually like. Take for example, fucking the people who are making like Cap Geek and. That's actually taking something and doing something.
But when people are hopping on there and they're arguing about whether or not some 6th or 7th round pick is going to be how dominant he's going to be in the NHL, it's like, hey man,
dude, did you even watch this YouTube highlight video?
Dude, this kid's probably never going to see an NHL minute. Might not ever even see an AHL minute.
Yeah, but dude, you were right. But in that one moment, you felt right over that one person.
I just like
that's all that matters.
And if you're watching the whole thing, dude, this shit took like how many hours?
I saw a clip. To your point, I saw a clip of the Canes making like some 4th, 5th round pick. Don Waddell was nowhere on that scene.
He was like, I'm out, dude. Yeah. Like, you guys know.
Let old fucking Jimmy over here do it.
Yeah, you guys have all the notes from what's his name in the I can't believe I'm forgetting the dude's name.
Tolsky
in the, you know what I'm saying?
It might even have been Tolsky and I didn't even realize. But
probably not him either, dude. He's probably like by that time.
I mean, like this guy was wearing like a t-shirt. Like,
and sure, that we found Jacob Slavin in the 4th round. So it's like, yeah, that can happen, but like let's look at every 4th round pick that's ever been made.
I think I said it a few podcasts ago that you're gonna find those gems or it was more about trades, right?
Yeah.
Like a trade could happen. It can look one way on paper, but that player could have some history in the league, so you have stats to base it on, whatever analytics to base it on. But they're going to go into a whole new different city, whole new different team. Possibly a completely different system.
Different continent.
Well, when they're being drafted, I'm talking about like trades and shit. Yeah. But the point is like let it happen, let it exist, because you do not know. That's my point. Is that common person does not know.
Yeah,
does not know. The layman does not know at all.
No, and it's like most of the guys.
Like when you pay for an athletic subscription, you're not paying for fucking knowledge.
Yeah, you're not paying for being an expert.
You're paying for insight. You're not paying for some like fucking stat school
Yeah.
where you're gonna all of a sudden gain some fucking insight that no one else has.
Yeah, well,
Ain't
it's
the
subscription service, dude. You know what I mean? It's the elite level of people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I pay for my Pornhub subscription, dude. Because I'm elite, dude. I know. I know more about dating than you, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
just based off of my Pornhub.
I mean, you want to talk about paying for a nut? Like I got married, so like.
Fair enough,
I'm
dude.
paying for my nut.
Damn, yeah,
so.
that is a lifetime subscription service
Fuck
right
outta
there,
here.
dude. I'll have to shut up then,
Yeah.
bro.
Come on, man. Nothing's free, Jake. Nothing's free.
But yeah, first day of the draft.
Because when you pay for that nut, if you're paying for porn, and you climax, like that's like it's a different level of gratification because like you gotta feel gratified, right? Like you spent your money, you gotta get your money's worth. When you nut for free to porn, there's only shame.
Oh yeah, I know.
There's only post shame.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You're just like, oh, you exit out of that incognito tab. You know what I'm saying?
Like you can be, I guess, when you pay for it, you can be disappointed, but you spent money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could be upset about not getting your money's worth.
Yeah.
But you're probably gonna look at the bright side.
I gotta clean James' shower after that. You know what I'm saying? Not jerking off in my bathroom. That's disgusting, dude. But this is the first day of the draft, dude. The first round, the top 10, the top 15, because those are the guys that really matter, right? Quentin Byfield taking number 2. We're just going to skip over the Rangers getting Lafreniere because I'm still upset.
Who gives a fuck?
I hate it.
Yeah. You know, Byfield's awesome. Number 2 pick, Anze Kopitar-esque going to LA
I've seen him
Kings.
compared to him,
It's
compared
gonna
to Thornton.
It's gonna be awesome for him to be mentored by Anze.
Yeah.
And to top it all off, he's the highest pick person of color, black player to ever get drafted.
Absolutely.
In the NHL, so that's great. I mean, it just shows a growth in the league.
Dude, I saw people
in the sport
saying that he was like a slim, like lightweight. He needs to put on muscle.
6'5".
Dude, yeah, he's 6. I've seen him listed at 6'4", 215. It's like, what do you like? Sure, he's gonna put on 10 pounds when he grows up. You know, just becoming a full grown man. But like, let's not act like he's coming in like a beanpole, dude. Like,
no, he's big.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, kids are small now in the NHL.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's going to a smaller, faster game. Yeah,
who is the kid? Was it Raymond? Was it Lucas Raymond? Who was the kid who was 5'9", 190 pounds?
Oh, the one they compared to like a beer fridge or whatever? Is that guy?
No, that was the weird thing is that kid was really not even that. That kid was like 5'10", 180.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's not small, but like there's some other kid, dude, like he was like a top 7 pick or something. I don't remember which one it was, but this kid was like 5'9", fucking just a couple inches taller than you.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Whoa.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10", but
it's 5'10".
I'm 5'10".
Bro, like everyone to me is like 4 foot tall.
I feel you, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all about attitude.
That's the Napoleon complex. Hard at work.
It's all about attitude.
But that's huge. It's like 200 pounds for a dude who's like 5'9" in the NHL. Like kids are coming in at like 5'11", $170.
Yeah, and also
he's got 20 pounds on kids, and he's like
bigger.
Fucking short
Also,
as hell.
when you're short, you got that lower center of gravity. You're like fucking like look at Nathan Gerby.
I think that might have been the same kid. They were saying this one. It was an earlier draft pick. It wasn't the beer fridge kid, but it was someone else who they were saying had Crosby like legs, and it might have been the same dude. I can't quite remember, but.
It's all about just being able to stay on the puck at the end of the day, just not getting pushed off it. Like
I love how Askarov gets got at 11, and I didn't really know his exact projection. I knew we weren't going to get him. I knew he wasn't going to fall to 13. There was a couple teams like, man, they might grab the goalie.
The Wild was up there until they made their trade. We'll talk about
when I saw that Nashville was up. It was like that was like for me without any other research. I'm like, oh well, they're gonna pick this goalie. Like, there's no way they do not pick this goalie. They need somebody. Peck is on his way out.
Saros is pretty good, but I think this is great for Askarov. I mean, put him into a system where he doesn't. They're not really asking him to come up in the next year, maybe not even the next 2 years. Give him some time to really develop. Maybe he gets a backup position for a little bit, gets to get the NHL room and all that stuff.
Yep.
But because we talked about this, I think on the last podcast, whatever it was, goalies being such a fickle position as far as development goes, giving a guy time and a good mentors and a good system is just so huge. I think.
It is, yeah.
And so I'm excited.
Such a psychological position.
Yeah.
And they were giving guys all kinds of crazy comparables, but when not many goalies get drafted and they make a comparison, you got to look at it. They compared him to Carey Price in terms of how he kind of stands in the crease or positions himself.
Yeah,
his ability to make fucking really really amazing saves.
Yeah,
the last guy he catches with the opposite hand.
The last guy to get picked that high was Jack Campbell.
Yeah,
but you look at that and it's like
what Spencer Knight last year was taking like 13 or 14 or some shit.
And I think before that it was
I know Varlamov was up there.
Excuse
me, Vasilevsky.
Vasilevsky, that's what I was thinking of. But I mean, you look at
I was thinking of Capitals starting goalie.
Ilya Samsonov or whatever.
Samsonov, yeah.
But I'm looking. But the reason I bring it up though is you look at Jack Campbell and I mean, no one's putting him and Carey Price in the same breath as far as careers go. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean it could be anything.
Yeah, it's such a crapshoot, but
no, for sure.
But then going to the Canes, we got that Seth Jarvis guy who, I mean, looks pretty cool. One of those high offensively skilled right-handed winger, which we need. Just a goal scorer that seems like we're just stocking the cabinet with potentials and hoping that one of them really hit. Yeah, which is, I mean, obviously a good draft strategy.
Yeah, it's a fine pick, nothing to scoff at. I don't know shit about him.
He's a lot like the Suzuki pick, where it's like, man, like this kid could really, like he could definitely be a significant player on our team in the future, but
time will tell.
There's no guarantee. Yeah,
time and development will tell. We've done well with a lot of our forwards so far. So.
And then another interesting pick to me was the Capitals with Hendrix Lapierre, which is just a really fucking cool name.
The Capitals are picking a lot. Or not picking, but they're sticking with this tough guy team.
Yeah.
This kid is a fucking bully, and he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah, I read it, seen that. I think really following the draft that hard is not that cool, so I don't really do it. But I
think it's an age thing. Like when you
it's a time.
If you're nerding out, like when you're like close to these players' age, you know what I'm saying? But like we're in our like late 20s and 30s.
Yeah, I'm not following a kid who's like 4 or 5 years younger than me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'll wait till they can, wait till they can buy porn.
Yeah, and then I'll check them out. But
we're on a similar wavelength at that point. I can.
But yeah, he's only played 60-ish games in the past 2 seasons because he got a concussion.
Dude, he's been fucked up.
Well,
he got diagnosed with shit.
They thought it was 2 subsequent concussions, but like what ended up happening was it was a vertebrae issue that they think happened in the first concussion, and it was just re-aggravating that was causing like what they thought was concussion issues. But I mean, once you find that out, I think that's a lot easier to diagnose and fix and treat and then have a longer career. Just knowing, like, I got to really take care of the muscles around my neck, like that kind of thing, versus you start getting into concussion issues. I mean, the science on that is so inexact. Like, we know so little about that, really, that it's so tough
I've seen the Will
project.
Smith movie. Yeah. Fucking... You made me forget what I was going to say to you. Talk too goddamn much.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm real hyped about Hendrix Lapierre, dude.
Let's just move on.
But just one last thing from the draft, a kind of heartfelt moment. Did you see the San Jose draft pick? They did it with sign language.
Cool. That was super cool.
You
gotta love that.
Yeah,
it's honestly a little surprising. I don't know if it's like a technical cost thing or whatever you got to do, but have more fucking, especially with something like that where it's not like the game itself per se or like an entertainment visual thing, right? Like it's just an information relay, right? You're just seeing who gets drafted. Put a fucking person in the corner doing some goddamn ASL.
Yeah, for real. And it's pretty fucked up, but I do love those videos where someone faked their way into getting that ASL job. Like translating on television. I think that shit is so fucked up.
It's fucked up, but
it's so funny.
It's the same level of like people who like fake press things to get into shit so they like touch fucking celebrities and shit. Like it's wrong, but you respect the hustle.
But it's just also just watching that, like the level of confidence or fucking like sociopathy,
narcissism
to sit there and just be like, yeah, like this is what this is, and and be like, oh yeah, no, this is going out on national television to and to fake it. I couldn't. I don't have that. I don't have it in me, dude.
Yeah, I don't have the balls
at all.
You end up just doing like the same.
Yeah, I don't have the creative coordination.
Yeah, to remember things I did before. Like how well do you think they actually fake it?
They made up their own language, probably.
Instead of they put more time into faking their language than it would have taken to just learn ASL.
Yeah,
to just get the speech ahead of time and then learn how to do it. Gotta love it.
You gotta love that. So, fuck Ekman Larson. Forget all that. Montreal trades Domi to Columbus for Josh Anderson and I think a pick, right?
Yeah, I think it was like a third, something like that. Yeah. I mean, I honestly did not see it coming. Did you see Domi getting moved? I hadn't really heard talk about it.
A little surprising. It was surprising. It's also a little surprising to see Anderson get traded.
Yeah, but even with that, because he's one of those picks that he's valuable, but he's not the answer to Columbus's any of their problems.
Where Domi
you know
could
what
be.
I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So but as far as surprising goes, I'm less surprised about Anderson just because he's that second, third, holds a lot of value, but isn't so necessary that your fan base is gonna revolt when you move him.
Sure.
I don't. But
what if that was Tom Wilson? Similar impact.
I think Wilson's more important to the Capitals than Anderson
that's all
was.
I'm saying. I just wanted to hear you say that Wilson is that player that if you did trade him, the fans would tear the city apart.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, for sure. No, I've never denied. I've always said I'd love to have Wilson on the Hurricanes.
There's almost few players that are on that level in the entire league.
There's what?
There's not many players that are on that same level.
Yeah. I mean, he's
probably the shittiest player who fans would get the most upset about if you traded him.
Yeah, that's a really interesting.
You could probably disprove it with a few other examples, if you really thought about it, but that's just off top.
I mean, but as you say, I'm trying to think of another guy who
maybe if Pat Maroon signed a long-term deal, that'd be the case. He'd be the guy, but he's fucking switching teams every year.
Yeah, maybe Reeves. It's kind of I'm only thinking of him because it's same vein of player.
Maybe if he was in Vegas for another couple of years, then he's he's beloved over there for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
We notice also too, it's kind of what they bring to the game, dude.
For sure.
Hey man, these aren't coincidences.
It's not.
But it is a wild trade, different player for different player. And then Domi goes ahead and signs the 2-year deal at $10 million, 5 years each. $5 million for 2 years.
Yeah.
Each. You gotta love it.
I did, and I wonder, seeing him sign that bridge deal, I wonder if this is part of the reason that he got moved. Because everyone, obviously, when the trade is first announced, Montreal seemed pretty upset. Not that Anderson's a bad player, but it's just you gave up. He at one point was your number one, so 1 and 2 center for what is basically a second, third line winger in Josh Anderson.
Yeah.
What are you doing? But then maybe he's asking for, Austin Matthews money, and Montreal's there's literally no way, not where we're at, not with all the young guys we got. And Columbus is we'll take you for 2 years. You know what I mean? So
right.
It was real interesting to see. I think Domi will do real well in Columbus, though.
I do too. Yeah, it's a hockey trade. Him and Torts should be an interesting pairing.
Absolutely.
You gotta love it.
And he's gritty too. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're.
He ain't a bitch.
Yeah,
that's for sure. The Penguins constantly doing shit.
Yeah.
And they move their starting goaltender.
Their back-to-back Stanley Cup winning goaltender.
And a lot of people were kind of scoffing at that aspect. It's man, anyone can get it out here. The NHL, and the NHL's never been shy of that.
Yeah.
Especially given not he's not locked up that bad. He's not locked up on really high dollar. He's not locked up on crazy terms.
I did love
Very
all the
movable.
tweets about what Jim Rutherford traded the Stanley Cup winning goaltender.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean
if he trades anybody, it's a meme though.
Yeah.
It's just.
And they just signed Yari. Is that how you say his name?
Tristan
Jarry or Yari.
Yeah.
They just signed him to a longer term deal. Yeah. So it was kind of inevitable that Murray gets moved.
It was kind of like the similar whole thing with Holtby and Sam Samov, where he was gonna, not quite the same, but he was gonna ask for more money, and they don't really need him anymore.
Yeah,
it wasn't. If they were desperate, they'd sign him. But.
And they get back that Jonathan Gruden, he's a 20-year-old prospect. He's put up pretty good numbers, and that's
scored 60 goals on Crosby's wing.
Well, but I mean, yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
but just more for their prospect pool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of been
deeper
getting
now.
thin. Yeah, they
Yeah.
need anything. So,
For
and then
sure.
they bought out Jack Johnson,
Yep.
which is
A lot
good.
of buyouts. Kyle
yeah.
Turris is getting bought out. Like everyone's getting bought out.
Yeah,
bro.
it's kind of crazy.
Everyone's getting bought out. And then also too, before we ended on some hurricane shit, the Capitals might be signing Lundqvist to a 1-year deal.
I keep hearing that.
I
keep
saw
hearing
some
them connected.
Russian Machine and other Capitals type blogs were posting stuff about it.
I mean, that means Holtby is gone, right? Like if they
like
you know
open
what I mean?
to signing him again. Yeah, I mean, I think
If they sign Lundqvist for a year, like I mean,
yeah, there's no way. I mean, how often though does a guy go to free agency and end up signing back with his team?
yeah.
How often does that
Sure,
happen? Unless
yeah.
you're like fucking. Did Joe Thornton end up working that out? I think Joe Thornton worked that out for one time in San Jose, and then obviously with Williams we did it, but he retired.
Yeah,
You know, so it
yeah.
wasn't-
A little
But he was.
different.
I think he was talking to a couple teams. Remember?
I mean, I'm sure that there was
Just due
conversation. There
diligence.
were, yeah, you know, the agent's gonna take that. That's how agent gets paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Agent's like, we're taking these calls.
Yeah,
Just, you know,
that's a
we're
good
bringing
fucking
the
point.
offers.
But I mean, I think it's a match made in heaven where you have a guy who can step in, play your starting position in the legend that is Henrik Lundqvist. If Samsonov has any weak points in the season, you got a guy in Samsonov who's going to be your starter in the future.
Yeah.
It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
He can't ask for that much money, I imagine, if he wants to.
And he's still getting that because he got bought
Yeah,
out.
he's getting paid.
But yeah, so he's still
chilling.
getting that money. And for Samsonov, like, and we talked about this, it's not a guy who's gunning for your spot the same way a guy, a younger guy would be bringing in Lundqvist. He doesn't have the same ties to the fan base and organization that Holtby does.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just, I feel like it's just a little less weird.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to assume Holtby and Samsonov how they, I'm sure they're great friends, but
Yeah.
just job security wise.
But lastly, Hurricanes, today was the deadline for qualifying offers to be made to your RFAs, and the Hurricanes took care of that
Last minute,
and they took care of the ones that fans were most concerned about, in Fleury and Fogel. They got extended the qualifiers. Also, they extended to Bishop, Lorentz, Smallman, Forsling, Kasky, and McEwen. Callum Booth, the goaltender, was let go, which not too surprising. So
Not at all.
he's a free agent, and then Jacob Pitchard's also going to be a free agent. I mean, all the guys that you would think we would want to keep, we offered
yeah.
extensions to. We'll see.
Fleury and Fogel got theirs, so it's that's the most important.
Yeah.
Happy Lorentz got it.
Yeah.
He was obviously with us in the bubble too, so do you want to talk about a long ass couple months? Imagine being the 23rd guy or whatever. The 23rd guy up there.
I mean, I'm playing Warzone the whole time.
The whole time, dude.
Dude, speaking of, dude, when are we dropping in, dude?
Where would you? I mean, I'm thinking like, the
Airport's
subway
the new
system.
hotness.
Oh,
Fucking Subway. I've been in there like once.
I think I went down there one time. Let's just ride the subway system for a whole. Isn't there a glitch where you can just win by staying on the subway?
Probably. The game's trash.
Let's do that. Let's just keep riding. Let's ride the subway for literally as long as the game will let us, dude.
I'm down.
Never
Good
gonna
luck
load
convincing
out.
Jordan.
Dude, you
gonna
can run
load out,
around
bro.
up there. You know what I'm saying? On the surface,
He'd probably prefer that. Just go solo.
probably.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We might win still.
We may be, and if we do, we're not going to let him get credit for it, dude. We got a great idea of riding the train, riding the subway.
It was our idea.
Yeah.
Jacob,
What's up, dude?
where can they get us if they want to drop in?
You want to drop in, hit us up at Talkin' Sauce Pod. No underscore, respect the underscore. Check out the podcast on all streaming platforms, even Spotify. Wait, turn your phone off while we're recording, dudes. We're professional. And you can get me at JCobb, JAY_COBBB. Josh, where they get you at?
You get my unprofessional ass Teebs, TABZZ.
Dylan, where can they get your super professional handle?
69420 lowercase x capital X. It's YouTube X mom 69420 lowercase x capital X.
Beautiful.
Cool.
How long was that?
40 minutes.
40. Fuck, man.
Way too long.